Imagine a neighborhood where you feel a sense of belonging and pride about where you live, where people from all ages, all abilities, and cultures thrive together. A place that has a variety of housing types, stunning views, and the ability to connect with nature easily. A place that you can afford to not only purchase, but to live in. A place where you can learn, be active, play, and celebrate without having to get into your car. You know your neighbors, and you feel safe. Living in a neighborhood renowned for its sustainable practices, this is the opportunity for the Whistle Bend neighborhood. Whistle Bend is a 700-hectare tract of land on the Porter Creek Bench located north of the city center, and it's been identified in the official community plan as the next logical location for large-scale residential development. And it's anticipated that development will occur over the next 20 years for as many as 10,000 new residents. The development will be based on the principles of innovation, inclusivity of interests, and sustainability. There was a charrette process hosted in 2006, and through that process a common vision for the future of this land was articulated, and there was a real shared understanding of the associated issues, opportunities, and the parameters for future development. Now this vision, established through the charrette process, is being translated into a detailed master plan. This video is one of the many ways in which we have tried to reach out to the community to confirm the key elements of the final master plan for the Whistle Bend neighborhood. So please take this opportunity to learn about these key elements and to provide us with feedback so that your ideal neighborhood is created. I'm now going to pass it over to Tom Becker, the project lead, to describe each option in more detail.
Hi, my name is Tom Becker. I'm with the AECOM consulting team working on the Whistle Bend project for the city of Whitehorse. What we like to do is briefly review the three concept alternatives that have been prepared to date. This first concept that you see here we call the Grand Vista concept. It orients the main roads coming off Range Road over here in a northerly direction to give you some spectacular views over the mountains to the north across the Yukon River. So we have this long axis running over here with a central park in the central area, a commercial complex situated along Range Road to provide for retail services and other service commercial uses that would serve both the Porter Creek area and the Whistle Bend area in future. The central park located in the middle of the project. Higher density uses around here, this would be townhouses, multifamily apartments and so on, that radiate around the park. It gives everyone convenient access to the park, and having this loop road run around here also provides for convenient transit access. The light yellow areas are lower density areas including single family homes, some townhouse projects, duplexes, fourplexes and so on. This would be the developed area that you see here. Blue represents school sites, potentially a community use or church situated over here. And then all of the surrounding area would be retained as greenbelt area supported by the existing golf course here, as well as an environmentally sensitive area to the right on the map. And that gives you a general indication of the development potential in the Grand Vista option that you see here, and it would support a population of around 9,000 people. This particular option we have called the Green Corridors option, and it's very much reflective of the options developed during the design charrette held a couple of years ago. What we've done here is we still have Range Road over here, a loop road system, several of them that go inside the Whistle Bend area, a central park in the middle, a large school site just off Range Road, and green corridors that extend out to the green belt surrounding the property. Again, higher density uses in the core area with convenient access to transit. One of the nice features about this concept, again, is that a transit route could be developed right in the middle. Lots of corridors that give access to recreation facilities. Somewhat higher densities here, townhouses, multifamily, but could also include some single-family housing, and then lower density areas shown by the yellow, surrounded again with somewhat higher densities along the green recreation belt or multi-use corridor on the perimeter of the site. The core area would include some mixed-use development to support the park area, more intensive or community uses just adjacent to that. That could be various types of public facilities, elementary school here, an elementary school here, and as noted, a secondary school over here. Again, this concept would have somewhere in the neighborhood of 9,000 to 10,000 people to provide for a lot of long-term pleasant living environment for the city. This particular concept we call the town square concept because it's focused on a large square including park area in the central portion of the Whistle Bend neighborhood, supported by multi-use development that could include a mixture of housing and grade level commercial uses, offices, and so on. This area is surrounded by multiple family housing, townhouses and apartments shown in the brown area, as well as along the perimeter here where you see some of the brown colored areas. All of that is multiple family housing. The grid road pattern is a bit different than the other two concepts, is that we call it a fused grid road concept. It includes both straight roads shown in east-west or north-south alignments, as well as curvy linear streets around the perimeter of the core area, and internally here within the actual subdivisions we could have additional more curvilinear cul-de-sac streets and so on. Each one of the concepts has a multi-use trail along the perimeter of the site, supported by green belt areas that would stay green, and an active recreation area, which is the existing golf course, that would stay. This concept, which would accommodate roughly 10,000 people, again provides for 2 elementary school sites as well as a secondary school site near the entrance of Range Road. And as you see on this concept, we have some traffic circles here that would slow down traffic, makes for convenient access to the area, and a nice entrance because we have a lot of green belt along the perimeter. A lot of green spaces internally, neighborhood parks, internal linear greenways to connect the various residential areas. All of these concepts are designed to facilitate transit. There's a potential transit corridor here, and you're generally within about 10 minutes, even from the furthest corners of the area, 10 minutes walking distance from the transit loop. So where do we go from here? Well, ultimately we will have to consider technical information. There are some ownership issues, there are leases in the area. All of these will require consideration, but more importantly we want to know what elements of these various options you like to see. And what we would like to do is get people's input into these options, and out of this will come a preferred concept plan, which will then be detailed much further in terms of lot sizes, the types of housing that will occur. At this point we're really dealing with land use at a very conceptual level. But if you have some ideas, we'd like to hear about that. We'd like you to participate in the process. Drop a line or look at the website, email, all of those options are available. Bear in mind that the final concept will likely be a variation of what you've seen here. Changes will need to be made, other things will need to be considered, but your input is critically vital to this whole process, and we thank you for your participation.